Hello, this is Vance, and this is Wednesday, March the 8th, 2017. These are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. It was a pretty strange day today. I have to tell you that it was just nothing but down right from the open. Let me check that. We did have a slightly recovery in this range here, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But let me talk about what happened yesterday at 4:30 last night. API report came out that there was a more than 11 million barrel build of oil, which was pretty dramatic, and it was surprising. They didn't expect it to be that high. So right away at 4:30, you can see that when they came up with that announcement at 4:30, the price of crude oil dropped significantly, and in the overnight, it continued to fall off until about 9 o'clock. Now at 9 o'clock, and I'm saying I put this in here, is that we had about over these 122 bars from yesterday afternoon, and this is in the overnight, we had 80 cent drop in the price of crude oil. 9 o'clock when price opened. Now remember, this is going to so most eyes today are going to be on the 10:30 DOE report and see whether the API report confirms it, how it's going to change it. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be less? See what's going to happen. And so when the report came out right at 10:30, here's 10:30. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't a trade here. I mean, certainly it was down. You might have taken. I couldn't see anything really in this area, and I knew that after the report, you could have gone long. I suppose in one of these ones. I suppose, like if I wasn't really looking at that. Could you have gone short somewhere around here? Well, you could have gone short. In one of these areas if you think the price is going to head down. But again, wait for the report. It's really difficult on Wednesdays, particularly when you have dramatic news from the API yesterday, the American Petroleum Institute, or anything else. So my suggestion would be kind of just to wait till the report came out today. That's where I was kind of real cautious in that regard. Now, report comes out at 10:30. We had this run up. It really kind of tests the high of the day, and then after that, it was just really no strength. I mean, we did have a couple of these bars here, but then price fell off, and this is not really that. It's a pretty tight range in this area. Now, I would suggest that you go short at the top of this. I mean, first of all, we don't really have any. The report came out. It was 8.5 million barrel build. Gasoline, there was a drawdown of about 4.5 million barrels. But again, it was a build, and coming on top of it was really a confirmation of the API report. So you got to figure that, looking for a short in this area for price and maybe retest where the overnight low was would be a reasonable assumption. And so that's why I suggested going short in this area. Now again, it's really this is 1040. I don't know where you get in, somewhere in that neighborhood. I marked one trade here. It's a second entry short, but really it's kind of early. Now, when price starts to move down, we have this pretty dramatic move. It's pretty much unbroken. It's a pretty strong trend down. It does come a little bit of a pullback here. So what I'm suggesting is that anytime you see this, now remember, we had this strong pull down. Remember that the report was a bearish report. My suggestion would be to go short here. And the fact of the matter is, this is a second entry short right in this area. You've got almost enough room to get out. And at the very least, you're probably going to have another leg down. And you can see that another opportunity to get in here, especially when it kind of stacks up. But to stay short on this until you get your first contracts. And that's in fact what happens. Now, once we get down to this area, are you looking for a long down here? Now I would say that you have to look at a move that's going to be of the same magnitude of this one out of here. Now, keep in mind, it's still the report. It's still on the DOE day. It's still bearish. Now, let's see how it's going to respond. Well, price started to pull back and it falls off. And you can see it falls off to this area. And if you can see it, it really is really like a measured move. We can see down to here. It really kind of tests this area. Now, do you look at an area for it to rebound? I don't know. I'm not concerned about that because we've had two strong legs down. I would say that you'd have to still consider that this is going to be a reason to get in until you have a significant pullback. And you can see that the weakness was still apparent. Again, taking a short here, making for maybe another 15 ticks. It does pull back somewhat, but it really doesn't come back. And, price continues to kind of rotate around here. until such time as that, does this looks like it might be trying to test this area, but we don't really have any follow through. And this again, this is from 12 o'clock till about 12:45, about a half an hour. Let me just see this. Pardon me, 15 minutes. But from here, this is from noon till about 12:30. Price really doesn't have any strength. Again, it falls off again, falls further, and for the rest of the day, I mean, can you get in any reason to get short here? And that's really what it kind of really amounts to. And you can see that, there is no place to go, there's no reason to go long here. You have to stay short, particularly when the momentum starts to pick up. And, it's going to keep trending until it stops. And so the advice I really had for today from a contextual standpoint, it was a pretty dramatic downturn. It was a pretty big build on the API report. It was a pretty big build on the DOE report. So if you're trying to buck the trend and go in the other direction, it's a mistake. So you look at any reason to go short. Now, down here later in the day, this is at close to 2. This is 1 o'clock, 1:30. I don't know. You go short here. That's to the end of the day. Your optimum trades was right here. These two right here. I mean, once you're clear of the report, and then there's got another move down here. If you look at Al Brooks's videos, you say that when there's a move down like this, it's probably a 70% chance it's going to continue to go down. And so you have another strong move here, another 70% chance it's going to continue to go down. And so you can see that that's in fact is what happened. I mean, this move down to here, I mean, this kind of like stops up a little bit. It's still slowing down a bit, but there is no purchase. And again, this is right at 2 o'clock. Look at the strong selling pressure that we had here. I mean, and that was, by the time this is 2:30, it has recovered a little bit. Since the overnight, of course, since the open day. But again, there's no reason to go long here. Now, this is a combination of looking for an opening, but this is really a textual. This is a context trade. You got to think that once you get in here, I mean, if this doesn't work out, if these trades don't work out, if this short doesn't work out, how many shots do you take at this? I mean, if you were to go long here, you would lost on that first trade. Do you give it up to ship and then go short? I mean, you don't know until it actually occurs. I mean, is this a good long under these circumstances when you have this strong move down here like this? I don't think so. You have to be looking short here. You have to. You have to consider that. And if it comes back and takes you out after this strong move down, and after this move from yesterday afternoon, and after this bearish report here, and after the bearish report, now this is just a sucker move. At 10:30, it kind of ticked up a little bit, just kind of pulled in some people, maybe got people in the thought we're going long, and then just kind of the bottom just dropped out of the market. And you can see that that's what it was for the rest of the day. So this is really a contextual trade. There really wasn't a lot of places to get in. You had to really, there wasn't a lot of clear second entry shorts. So you had to really limit in to limit sell your orders in this regard. So that's it for today. So just a real quick update. I mean, there wasn't really anything to talk about except the fact that it was a contextual down day. We don't have many of these. I guess it just, the market was kind of chopping around there for the last few days, and finally when it downturned, there was like some bearish response, and that's where we are. So right now, I mean, let's take a look where we are today. Right now, we're hovering at the $50 mark. Like somewhere in that neighborhood. Like $50, and it looks like there was some support down there. It didn't get down, got to $50 and then kind of bounced out of here, but we're still only at 50.51, and that's so in the last 2 days we've dropped off from we've had $3.80 is unwound from there. It's a pretty dramatic move, and a lot of that took place today. And you have to say it's because of that bearish API and the bearish DOE report. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's what the nature. That's what it was today, and I don't think that you can. The proof is right here. Anyway, that's it for now. Again, slow hand method course. I'm putting that together. I'll have some other details with the next couple of days. Hope you can have some interest in it. just check out the videos. I'll have an update for it tomorrow. Things are looking up. Got in touch with the Microsoft provider today, and so it's smooth sailing ahead. So thanks for your interest. This is Vance. Bye for now.